This is part 3 of finding our x-intercepts of quadratic functions. We still are using the same function, 4x squared plus 16x minus 9. So let's remind ourselves that is written in standard form of a quadratic function. This other one, when we graphed it, we wrote this in vertex form. So let's label this as vertex form, where our vertex is at -2, -25. Okay, so let's go back to our graph. I want to emphasize that our axis of symmetry is at -2, which is the line that splits it right in half. Okay, so this green line splits it right in half. Yeah, and so from our axis of symmetry, let's go to this axis. If I'm here, it's right in the middle, and I add something to it, and I get all the way to my x-intercept of 0.5. And I'm here, and I subtract something from it, and I get all the way over here to my other x-intercept, which is -4.5. But since it's right in the half, this distance is exactly the same as this distance. So we are just adding and subtracting the same value, which if you notice here, we are adding and subtracting the same value. We are adding and subtracting 5.2, okay? I want to introduce to you another way to solve, and that's by using something called the quadratic formula, which you have maybe heard of before. So let's rewrite our function originally written, it's plus 16x minus 9. What form is this? This is standard form, right? We like this because it tells us what our a value is, what our b value is, and what our c value is. And that's exactly the order that it is. Of our square, our first number is 4. Of our linear term, the one with just our x, the coefficient is 16. And then our c value is the constant value, -9. Okay, and we're actually going to use these, and we're going to put it in the form that looks like, remember, if we're solving for x, it has to be equal to 0, like this. We're solving for our x, and we're actually going to get, if we take the negative of our b value and we are dividing it by 2 times our a value, we're going to have plus some value, but also minus some value, and they happen to be the same values. We're going to take our b and we square it, and we subtract 4 times our a value, also times our c value. And we're going to take that same thing and divide it by this same denominator, which is 2 times our a value. Oh my gosh, this looks crazy, but let's start to simplify this. Okay, so we're going to get x is equal to -16. 2 times 4 is 8. -16 over 8 is -2. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Isn't that the same -2 that we have up here? Yes, it is. These are the same -2s, okay? Then, I'm going to plus or minus the square root. 16 squared is 256. If I have a minus, but this is also a minus, it becomes a plus. 4 times 4 is 16, times 9 is 144, and I'm dividing by 8, okay? So x is equal to -2, plus or minus the square root. Whoa, I gotta check my math. Oh look, it's already there. 256 plus 144 is 400. This is square root of 400 over 8. Just making sure that the 8 is not under the square root, okay? Let's go up here. X is equal to -2 plus or minus, what's the square root of 400? Well, you might be able to figure that out in your mind, or, where's my square root on here? Square root, I don't even know how to find that. Make it bigger. Square root, I don't think it's on here. Let me just tell you, square root is 20 over 8. Okay, so let's simplify this, and we get 20 divided by 8. It's not a whole number, but we can think of factors of it. Both of them are divisible by 4, so we get 5 over 2.